What's up, Steelers Nation? We're back with another exclusive update that you do not want to miss. The Pittsburgh Steelers are in full grind mode this off-season, working harder, planning smarter, and making moves that prove one thing. This team wants to win now and build for the future. The goal isn't just the playoffs, it's championship football. Before we jump into a massive quarterback rumor that just hit the wire, do me a favor. Smash that like button to support the channel, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of the breaking news. Trust me, today's story is going to get you talking. Now here's the headline that's lighting up social media and talk radio. Is Anthony Richardson, the former first-round pick of the Indianapolis Colts, destined to become a Pittsburgh's Steeler in 2026? According to ESPN's Kevin Clark, the answer might be yes. And honestly, when you line up the facts, it's hard to ignore just how real this possibility is becoming. Let's rewind just a bit. The Steelers made a huge splash this offseason by signing Aaron Rodgers. That sealed the QB1 spot for 2025, no question. But Rodgers is also strictly a one-year option. The team is not planning their long-term future around a 41-year-old quarterback, no matter how legendary he is. Right behind him, we've got Mason Rudolph. Solid, dependable, a true pro. But is he the future of the franchise? Probably not. Then there's Will Howard, the rookie sixth-round pick. Exciting potential? Yes. But a guaranteed starter on a playoff contending roster? That's a stretch. At least for now. So what does that mean? Simple. The Steelers will be right back in the quarterback market in 2026. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Kevin Clark believes Anthony Richardson is made for Pittsburgh. His words, not mine. I've never seen anybody more destined to be in the 2026 Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback competition than Anthony Richardson. Why? Because the situation in Indianapolis is getting messy. Shane Steichen and GM Chris Ballard are now coaching and managing for their jobs. They don't have time to gamble on a project quarterback. They need wins, 7, 8, maybe 9, to keep the building from getting cleaned out. That urgency could push them to go with Daniel Jones, who they just signed on a one-year deal worth up to $17.7 million. If he balls out in training camp, Richardson might never even see the field, and that opens the door for a team like Pittsburgh to swoop in. Let's not forget, Anthony Richardson was the number 4 overall pick in 2023. The guy is a freak athlete, arguably the most physically gifted quarterback the NFL has ever seen. But since being drafted, he's played just 15 games. Injuries have derailed everything. The latest? He re-aggravated the AC joint in his throwing shoulder during OTAs this month. It's the same injury that ended his rookie season. As of now, there's no timeline for his return. Coach Steichen hopes he's back for training camp, but that's no guarantee. So now, Daniel Jones is taking all the first-team reps. If he looks even halfway decent, the Colts might ride him into the regular season. Richardson? Suddenly on the outside looking in. And when it comes time next offseason to pick up that fifth-year option, don't be surprised if Indy says no. They haven't seen enough. And at that point, Richardson could be on the move. So let's say this scenario plays out. What does Richardson bring to the Steelers? He's 23 years old. He's built like a linebacker, runs like a wide receiver, and has a cannon for an arm. The upside is enormous. Yes, the accuracy needs work. His career completion percentage is just 50.6%. He has 11 touchdowns and 13 interceptions in 348 career attempts. But you know who else started their career with accuracy issues? Josh Allen, Cam Newton, even early years Lamar Jackson. And in Pittsburgh, with a stable franchise, a top-tier defense, and a run-heavy offense designed to take pressure off the QB, you're talking about the perfect environment for a raw but talented guy like Richardson to grow. Let's not forget, the Steelers are loaded with draft capital. If Richardson becomes available via trade, they can easily make a move. They have up to 4 third-round picks in 2026 when you factor in compensatory selections. That's flexibility. And with the 2026 NFL Draft happening in Pittsburgh, this front office is going to be aggressive. Whether they trade up for a quarterback or pursue someone like Richardson, they are not staying quiet. That's a promise. Now, some of you might be wondering, what about Mason Rudolph? Rudolph finally opened up about the Rodgers signing, and his response? Total professionalism. "It won't change my approach," he said. "I've had plenty of adversity and found a way to battle through it." That mindset is exactly why Pittsburgh brought him back. He's not just a backup. He's a reliable, proven player who won't rock the boat. But again, he's not the long-term answer, which makes the real question even louder. Is Richardson the guy for 2026 and beyond? Think about this. Rodgers leads the team in 2025. Rudolph is your backup with game experience. Will Howard is your developmental wild card. And if Anthony Richardson enters the mix in 2026, that's the deepest, most competitive QB room the Steelers have had since the days of Big Ben's prime. It gives Pittsburgh not just options, but a real plan for life after Rodgers. And let's be honest, Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan aren't waiting around for things to fall into place. They're building something. Right now, sources say the Steelers' front office, led by Omar Khan and backed by Mike Tomlin, seriously explored 2 other quarterback moves before locking in on Rodgers. And this wasn't a backup plan. This was all before the NFL draft, meaning Rodgers wasn't always the frontrunner. While the exact names haven't been officially confirmed, several insiders strongly believe that one of those options was Kirk Cousins. Yes, the former Vikings quarterback who eventually landed in Atlanta was reportedly being considered as a short-term veteran to guide the offense. The other option? A blockbuster trade up in the draft to select a potential franchise quarterback, likely someone like Drake May, Jaden Daniels, or J.J. McCarthy. The Steelers own a treasure chest of draft picks, including up to 4 third-rounders in 2026. Thanks to the compensatory formula, they had the ammunition to move up. But ultimately, the front office pivoted away from both of those plans when it became clear that Aaron Rodgers was open to one final NFL chapter, and it could happen in Pittsburgh. So, why did the Steelers go all in on Rodgers? Well, part of it came down to value. The Steelers weren't willing to pay $45 million per year to Cousins, especially when it would limit their ability to extend stars like T.J. Watt or lock in younger pieces long-term. On the flip side, Rodgers' deal is much more team-friendly than people realize. Despite being a massive name, he's reportedly only costing the Steelers a fraction of what elite QBs normally command. That's because Rodgers wants to win, and he knows Pittsburgh gives him a better chance to do that than New York ever could. Remember, Rodgers threw for nearly 3,900 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions last year on a broken Jets team that went 5-12, and that was after missing all of 2023 with injury. The guy still has gas in the tank, and Pittsburgh knows it. So where does that leave the Steelers' quarterback room now? It's crowded, but in a good way. You've got Aaron Rodgers as QB1, Mason Rudolph, who just last month expected to compete for the starting job, is now back in his familiar role as the backup. But he's handling it like a pro. He recently told the Tribune-Review that Rodgers' arrival doesn't change his approach and that he'll continue to stay ready. This is a guy who's waited his turn behind Roethlisberger, got a brief shot in Tennessee, and now finds himself as the security blanket behind Rodgers. Then there's Will Howard, the rookie out of Ohio State, selected late on day 3. He's a developmental project with upside, but the Steelers see enough in him to keep him around as a future asset. And don't forget Skylar Thompson, who's hanging around the QB room, too. He's likely competing for that QB3 spot, or perhaps a practice squad role if the Steelers decide to keep only 2 active passers. Bottom line, this is the deepest and most complete QB room Pittsburgh has had in years. But here's the twist, Steelers Nation. This isn't just about quarterback talent. This is about pressure. Because make no mistake, Mike Tomlin is on the hot seat. Steelers fans are tired. Tired of early playoff exits. Tired of falling short of the Super Bowl. It's been 15 years since we played in the big game. We haven't even won a playoff game since 2016. That's unacceptable in Pittsburgh. And while Tomlin is a respected leader, the fan base wants results. This Rodgers move isn't just a flashy headline. It's a demand, a message. Win now, or changes are coming. Rodgers gives Tomlin no more excuses. The defense is elite. The weapons, if we can shore up the wide receiver room, are good enough. The offensive line is improving, and the quarterback position is finally stable. And guess what, y'all? Mandatory minicamp begins this Tuesday. That means Aaron Rodgers will officially hit the field in a Steelers uniform for the first time. It's a historic moment. Don't underestimate it. All eyes will be on how Rodgers commands the huddle, how Rudolph adjusts, how Will Howard soaks it all in. The vibe around this camp will tell us everything about the 2025 Steelers. Does Rodgers have the locker room? Is he fully healthy? Can he still sling it? These are the questions we'll be watching. And for fans, this is just the start of what could be a magical ride or a chaotic one. Either way, we'll be watching every snap. So here's the deal. Anthony Richardson is far from a finished product, but the ceiling, the potential, the opportunity to buy low on a guy with elite tools, that's the kind of calculated risk that wins championships. Steelers Nation, I need to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the Steelers should target Anthony Richardson in 2026? Or would you rather see the team draft a rookie with their loaded war chest of picks? And what's your confidence level in Will Howard or Mason Rudolph stepping up long-term? Let's talk about it. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more exclusive Steelers updates, rumors, and behind-the-scenes insight, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a thing. This off-season's already been wild, and we're just getting started. Until next time, let's go Steelers!